Hello again, everyone. Age of June here, and we're back with another single-player Shoutcast. Yeah. Urgot. Heck yeah, man. Recently, Gravity Keane decided to play Urgot versus Zed, played by Bjergsen. Which, as a lot of you know, Zed is one of Bjergsen's strongest champions. And, yeah, let's just say it was an interesting game. I won't give the results. It wasn't that long ago. It was, within a couple weeks. So I won't tell any results. But it does make me want to go ahead and see it just because it was an interesting play. So I went ahead, looked up Keane's account that I knew of, and he hadn't played it in like 3 weeks. So then I found out that, hey, he does have a secondary account. When I went ahead and just searched, fine, I'll do an Urgot. And then I find this in the first one. L.Y. Keane here. It is actually Gravity's Keane. So we still get to watch him. Again, lol king bug. Kind of annoying. That's the way it is. But anyway, we get to go ahead and see this. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be a single player Shoutcast. So we'll be following him along just to demonstrate how exactly this is done. Because I know a lot of people out there kind of want to know that. After the showing. Yeah, it does kind of spoil it a little. So I'm sorry, guys, if it does spoil it. Yeah. A lot of people wanted to go ahead and watch him, though. Just because, it's an interesting thing. He actually plays... Okay, so normally he plays him mid, but in this game he's actually playing him bot. I didn't actually notice this in the little run-through that I had. But yeah, he's actually playing as Urgot bot, which should be interesting. Urgot is a bully. He is very much an anti-ADC. A lot of people don't like him as an ADC because of his short range and, in large part, his strange build. And he's very spell reliant and stuff. So a lot of people don't really like playing him bot. But honestly, when I've played with him bot, well, I was Tarek. I had a Urgot on my team. We bullied the crap out of the ADC. One thing to keep in mind is that while, yes, you will bully the crap out of the ADC, late game, they're going to do a whole lot better than you. They're going to be a lot more damage, they're going to be a lot more dangerous, but you'll be a lot more tanky, so there is that. But that is one reason that a lot of people don't like doing it, just because of the fact that it does scale so poorly. But we'll have to see how this ends up going out right now. He's against somebody who starts out really slow. Kog'maw? Not a fun one to play early game. And when you're against an already bully, I have a feeling Kog'maw's going to have a really rough time. There we go. Out goes that poison, and the Qs are coming out, and Apollo just got chunked below half. Just like that, Apollo's below half. And that right there is really what I'm talking about. If we notice here, he did go ahead and start with a long sword instead of the Doran's blade. Honestly, to me, that makes a lot of sense. Because you've got to keep in mind, sorry. With Urgot, as you can see there, a lot of his damage comes from Q, not from auto attacks. Q scales off of AD. Poison scales off of AD. All this stuff scales off of AD. He's not going to be lifestealing all that much because, like I mentioned, he's got a really small range. So you're not going to see him going off and lifestealing people with that. He relies on being able to do a lot of damage with a small range. So he's not going to go with anything that buffs auto attacks. He will instead go with things to buff his spells, because that's really how Urgot is played. He is played, in large part early especially, as a caster. And that's exactly how we see Keane building this guy as a caster, not as an auto attacker. Baby Eater, forces the flash out of Vi there. But he does leave Keane a little bit alone here. Honestly, though, not going to make too big of a deal. Big Dong Dad there going ahead and warding it up. Big Dong Dad, really? Yep, Big Dong Dad. Alright, so we look at the CS here so far, 25 to 18. That actually is a pretty noticeable difference this early in the game. But we'll have to see how it ends up making it into late game. Because you got to remember, Kog'maw, super hyper carry. If they make it to late game, they'll probably win. These guys have to make sure that does not happen. And, to be fair, like I said, Urgot's really good at making that not happen. But if it goes on too long, if the team can't close it out, which Urgot is not as good at, then they're going to have a pretty rough time. So, alright, we're going to put everybody in order here while we're waiting. We've got Daijerjer, I know I've seen him before, playing as the Rumble against the Vladimir, played by Aishiteru. Alright. In mid lane, we've got C9's Hai playing as Zed against Corki, played by Xiao Weijiao. So that actually would have been an interesting match to watch as well. Huh. Yeah, I like seeing those two play. I really like watching Xiao Weijiao stream and stuff. He's a funny guy. I love how he's really, definitely, pretty much Americanized now. He's a great guy. I like him. Him and Lust Boy. Holy cow. Some of the other ones, they're all good too. But those two are definitely my favorite. They're very funny. Very funny people. Alright, so we've got Urgot, played by L.Y. Keane, also known as Gravity Keane. Keane. Tip Apollo, playing as the kog'maw. Definitely a name a lot of people know as well. I mean, you know, it's Apollo. The supports, we've got Baby Etor, playing as Morgana. I've seen that person a lot as well. Versus Big Dong Dad, playing as Janna. And then finally, we've got the junglers. We've got TIP Rush, Team Impulse, Tip Rush, playing as the Lee Sin, versus Propaganda Panda, playing as the Vi. I know I've seen Propaganda Panda on my channel as well. Kind of surprised that Janna was so far back there. I'm not sure what was going on there. Looks like Vi may be coming down for a bit of a gank. Nope. She's going after the nice little river crab. What a jerk. Poor river crab didn't do anything to you. Don't mess with him. Oh, now she may be coming in for a gank, though. She is on her way down. She's going to go to Tri-Bush. These guys are actually being pressed as it is. Pressed back. In she comes, though. She is going to come in, charging up that Q. And Spell Shield. She actually missed her Q anyway, I think. But Keane actually doing a lot of damage. Propaganda Panda getting low. Down she goes. First blood goes to Morgana, actually. Unfortunately, the kill onto Urgot goes to Apollo, which does mean that that's actually going to hurt this bot lane a lot. On the plus side, Baby Etor does have that first blood gold, so he's going to be able to go ahead and probably, if he wants to, buy something like a Sightstone pretty soon here. But I've noticed that a lot of times the pros don't tend to do that, so we'll see what he ends up going for. But honestly, I feel like it's really unfortunate for this blue team that the kill didn't go to Keane and the kill did go to kog'maw, because that's going to make things pretty tough. On the plus side, though, I mean, it is an Urgot still. He did go ahead and get a Tear of the Goddess, which means he's got no extra damage from that. None whatsoever. But he did go ahead and get a pickaxe as well. And we've got kog'maw coming to lane with a Sheen and a Ruby Crystal, as well as the Longsword. So he's not coming to lane with that much extra damage either. I mean, yeah, the Sheen does do a decent amount of extra damage when you do spell casts. But this early in the game, if Apollo sits there using his ulti too much to trigger the Sheen procs, he's going to run out of mana really fast. So we probably won't see that too much. I feel like in a 1 versus 1 situation, Keane would probably come out a little ahead, except for the fact that, of course, Apollo is level 6 now, which means Keane has to play pretty cautious until he hits 6 as well, and then we may see a bit of trading going on again. Morgana is back in lane. Q misses there. Out comes the poison. There we go. He's going to be able to land those Qs again. And there's no dodging that. Aim goes the ulti from Baby Etor, getting the flash. Janna gets rooted in place and rooted again using the Q. Keane just ripping her apart. Down she goes to his Q. And that is an answering kill for Keane. Now he's finally going to be able to go ahead and get something else and start scaling a little bit again against this kog'maw. Continue this pressure. I'm not going to be able to do it quite yet, of course, because he does have to go ahead and stick around at night. Oh! Out he comes with a flash, ulti, the root from Morgana, and Apollo's going down again. That was completely unexpected. That flash ulti in, and there's really nothing that Apollo could do. As soon as that happened, I mean, he was done. Because that ulti followed through, and immediately after was a Q from Baby Etor. And then that rooted him in place, and by that time, Keane had already done so much damage. You know that kog'maw's not going to do the damage to Keane to go ahead and offset it, because number one, he doesn't do that much damage early like I was talking about. And number two, that ulti from Urgot gives him significant buffs. I mean, it gives him 60 armor and magic resist. That is huge. And it slows the kog'maw. There's no getting out of that. And that's exactly what happened there. They just ripped the kog'maw apart. Now, Keane is coming back to lane, he's got his mana immune. That gives him a lot of increased attack damage, and it's going to scale it pretty hard. Every time he does anything, he gets extra mana. Every time. And then, of course, every time he gets more mana, that bonus goes up a little bit. And he's going to get a lot of attack damage really fast. I mean, that's really what Urgot does. He puts out those Qs, lots of Qs, all the Qs, charges up that mana immune as soon as possible, all the while ripping you apart, and just overall giving you a really tough time. Meantime, though, using those Qs to farm while he can. Nice shield there of the kog'maw ulti. You get no damage there. And, ooh, landed the poison onto Janice. He's going to get some free harass off onto her. Does get popped up by her, though. And he's taking a lot of damage. Ends up going down to Keane. That was definitely unfortunate there. A very nice pop-up from Janna, followed by the Apollo ulti and auto-attack Barrage of Doom. So, he ends up going down right after getting back to lane, which is definitely unfortunate for him. Morgana oddly going in with the ulti, gets the flash out of Janna. In comes Lee Sin. There goes the Janna ulti. Unfortunately for her, not really enough. Apollo going down. Rush getting really low, though. Does end up going down. Oh my gosh. Is Morgana going to be able to finish this off? One more auto attack. No! She does not finish this off. These guys come out big with a 2-for-1. 2-for-0, sorry. That was really unfortunate. Very nice shielding. Amazing shielding there by the Janna. Just making sure that kog'maw stays alive. And really, really unpleasant there for Rush, as he got absolutely nothing but death out of that gank. And Morgana also, I mean, I feel like she went a little too soon. Had she not have gone in quite so soon, it might not have turned quite as bad. But, I don't know. It's pretty rough either way. Very rough indeed. Alright, so he's going ahead warding up here. Gonna go get rid of this pink ward. Good idea, good idea. No pink wards for you. I hate when people do that to me, though. It's my pink ward, don't kill it. Not that that stops them. I rant at them all I want, but it doesn't work. Alright, so there we go. Keane hiding out in this bush again. We do have Vi hanging around as well. If they pull that... Let me guess, flash. But if they pull that ulti trick again, Vi could come in. Oh, the binding comes out. In goes the Urgot. He does land the poison and does a decent amount of damage to Janna, but immediately Panda comes in. Out, down goes the Urgot, and Baby Eeyore getting low as well. Got ulted by Vi. Is he going to be able to escape? No! Double kill for kog'maw. Another double kill. This is not going Urgot's way at all. You should be able to bully off the other guy. At this point in the game, though, he's gotten to the stage that kog'maw can go back and get Trinity Force right now, I believe. 99% certain he can go back and get that. Rush gets hit by Propaganda Panda, trying to escape this. He's really low, gets hit by an ult and an auto attack to finish him off, and Apollo is now unstoppable. Terrible news for this blue team. Yeah. That's not looking good at all. Yeah, you've got Urgot in the late game. He can shut down the kog'maw for a little while. But this team scales hard. They've got Vladimir, who does so much damage and increases the damage of his allies. He's got... He does, right? Yeah, increased damage, yep. That's what I thought. He's got kog'maw. It scales like a monster. They got the Janna to keep him alive and disengage if things start going wrong, and then Vi for the single target lockup. Probably going to go ahead and use that on Zed would be my guess. Things aren't looking good at all for blue team. Not at all. They're still only 1 kill behind, but this right here, kog'maw already has that Trinity Force, and that is absolutely terrible news for them. Is going to go ahead, get the Krugs here. Down you go. He knows he can't go out any further. We've got a roam coming in for Morgana. In she goes. Hits the ulti. The heal comes out from Xiao Xiao, but he does get hit with the ulti. Followed by her Q. In goes Hai. Xiao Xiao is dead. And that is a killing spree for Hai. In the meantime, though, Keane getting engaged on under the tower. They decided to go for the dive. He was forced to flash out. He's going to have to abandon his tower. That tower's dead. Rumble answering with a tower kill of his own, so I mean, that's good. But again... This bully lane has now been completely turned around, and now kog'maw is the bully. And Keane is having to go back again and again. He does have Brutalizer, which is going to help him spam those Qs. And he got the cloth armor. It's one thing to note again about Urgot. You tend to build him pretty tanky. So, like I said, late game damage doesn't scale so well, but he's tanky. So he can survive while he does the things he does. So we'll have to see if that ends up serving him well later, or if it ends up just completely messing him over. I like that, though. I like that skin. I like how it makes him look all awesome. Anyway, though. So he's hanging out down here. Gonna go ahead and get that CS. Start catching up to the kog'maw, which is not something you want to be able to say. You do not want to be catching up to a kog'maw. Nope. And these guys are coming around behind. In they go. Out comes a single Q from Keane there, followed by his shield as well. So he took no damage from that whatsoever. But his shield's now on cooldown. If we look at what he's maxing here, of course, unsurprisingly, Q first, followed by the Noxian Corrosive Charge. I mean, that's 100% what you expect there. We do have another gank coming in from Rush. Just kidding. Gets seen by a ward. Gonna take it out. They go in on them, though. The Dark Binding misses. And Keane gonna go ahead and back off here. Big Dong Dad taking a lot of damage, though. Got pretty low, but so did Keane. You have a fight going on up here as well. Propaganda Panda versus Rush again. And down goes Rush. Tip Apollo dominating. It's terrible news. Terrible news. Does mean that Keane, again, down here, able to go ahead, farm like a monster, but he's only now just caught up to the kog'maw. kog'maw is answering that with farm of his own in the mid lane, and he's going to be able to do some damage to this tower if nobody answers. Rumble's on his way. They do manage to force the... Oh. She's still taking damage. There we go. They forced the Vi off of Dragon, which is really good. And now it looks like he's gunning for that tower. But a little bit of damage came into this tower. A little bit. We'll see if Urgot... Nope, not going to go ahead and go for it. I'm going to go ahead and back off, which honestly at this point in time, a really good idea. That Triforce again. It's nasty. What's he going to get? Is he going to get the boots? No, he's actually going to stick around. Decided to stick around because Urgot is... Oh, kog'maw is here. Fires off a Q to go ahead and kite him away. Out comes the ulti, getting him that increased armor and everything. In comes Rush as well. That armor is really what's going to save him here. There we go. Rush goes ahead, finishes him off with an auto attack to the face. It was an auto attack, not a kick, right? Yeah, it was an auto attack. That's what I thought. And Keane is able to survive that. In this case, again, that ulti is really what saved him, because it gave him a lot of increased armor. And that's exactly what he needed to live against the kog'maw. One thing to also note, two of the main laners here are ADCs. We've got Corki, and we've got the kog'maw. So that increased armor from his ultimate there, that's going to help him a lot. Also the fact that he does, like I said, build very tanky, also going to help. So we'll see if he ends up being able to go ahead and shut these guys down, because Urgot is the anti-ADC. So he may be able to go ahead and do that. Right now, hadn't been happening. 2-3-2, not something you want to see, but it may happen later. Vi going for that. There is a ward here, so they know. The middle tower went down. We've got a teleport coming out as well. Rumble being forced to run away. Zed did finish off the Janna down there. Down goes the Rumble, though. In comes High, going to be able to finish off Corki as well. That's a double kill there for him. Keane just farming down here, that's why I'm not watching him. The Dragon did actually go there to... Wait, what? Went to the blue team. Nice smite steal. Q smite steal from Rush. And he was able to get out of it with his life thanks to a very nicely placed kick. And just running the heck away. Holy cow. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, he went to the red team, and then I looked up at the top, which I'm very glad they have that now. And, red team didn't get it. Red team did not get it. Not at all what I expected. Urgot shoving it up again. Did some damage to the tower, immediately backing off, though, because, hey-oh, there's a Vi there. Yeah, as soon as he saw that, gonna have to run away. Gonna take down another pink ward. Right? Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna take it down. And another tower goes down in the mid lane, thanks to High and Baby Etor. Alright, it does look like we may have a bit of a roam coming down here. If they do, they're going to get picked up. Oh, out goes the ultimate from Keane. He's going for Apollo, but there's two people here. It did give him that increased armor, but it's still a 2v1. In comes Rush. He knew that they were close-ish, but I feel like he kind of overestimated how close they actually were. And in goes the Vi. Down goes the Vi. High is able to finish her off. Rush wanting to go for Apollo. Apollo doing work though. He did not finish off High. High is really close. And he goes with the ulti. Down goes kog'maw. Going to be able to teleport right back again. There we go. He's going for Janna. Down she goes. That's another double kill there. Corki's coming in to try to finish him off. Should be able to do it. Yeah, that is shutdown gold there for Corki. But they ended up killing a lot of the members of Red Team. I believe they actually went even overall. They did. They did. Alright, so we look at Keane now. He's currently got the Brutalizer still, and the Glacial Shroud. Not really a surprise there. Probably working on the Frozen Heart. That one works pretty well with him. Gets him that increased mana, gets him the cooldown reduction, and of course gets him the armor. Yeah, also has Pickaxe. So I'm not sure exactly what he's building here, but we'll see pretty soon. We'll see pretty soon. If I played ADC more, I'd probably be able to recognize it like that. But no. Nope, I play support. I can tell you support items. I can tell you what the supports are building usually. Although I've still not quite got the hang of that one. Yeah. But ADC items, definitely not. Keane just doing what he can to go ahead and farm up the jungle while his jungler is hanging out here at the blue buff. Actually going in and grabbing the blue buff. Alright. And Keane now in the mid lane. Gonna farm up here. Probably a good idea. We do have Zed working that split push, as is very common for Zed players. It's really hard to fight against the Zed, especially a fed Zed like this. 8-2-1 Zed. Holy cow. And that means that they do tend to farm. It's really hard to shove them off of a tower, and they can go ahead and do what they want. If you don't send more than one, usually you're going to lose that one. So that's why he tends to be such a big split pusher, and that's why he's doing what he's doing here. We do have Rush coming in, lands the Q there, jumps to a ward, and yeah, that's the end of that. Oh, the Q lands onto Apollo though. Nice save from Janna. Now the red team, or the blue team is forced to back off. A nice dark binding lands there, but Urgot melts instantly. Panda going in, lands the ult onto the Rumble. Out comes the equalizer though. In goes High. Down goes kog'maw instantly. Rumble's able to finish off the Janna as well. kog'maw finished off Morgana using his passive, but Zed was able to get another kill there onto Corki, and a third kill on to the Vladimir. Is he going for Vi? No, he's not going to go for Vi. She's going to be able to get out of this, but overall, that was a 4 for 2 in blue team's favor. High, honestly, I feel like High is what's carrying this game right here. 100%. 100%. While in some games, you know, I feel like Urgot was really good mid. I was actually kind of hoping to see him mid in this game. I believe he was actually played fairly similar to this, but unfortunately it's just not the same. He shuts down a Zed really hard. Apparently, not as much a kog'maw. Although, I mean, he was shutting down the kog'maw pretty hard early until a couple ganks coming in from Vi there shut him down instead, as well as just some misplays between him and Morgana and Rush. Overall, that's what really ended up setting them behind. I don't know that it's really the Urgot pick. Another kill there for High. Holy cow. Yeah, lucky as High this game. I could actually see them winning now with a High doing what he is doing. But in the meantime, we do have Keane going ahead, split pushing this top lane. We've got High split pushing the bottom lane. Got the classic 3-1-1 split, but we do have an engage happening down here. You better run, Rush. In goes Vi onto Rumble. Rumble has to get out of this. Out comes the equalizer. He's going to go down, though. He does go down. Rush lives. Baby Etor lives. And in the meantime, tower here. And he's not going to go for the tower, oddly. I kind of figured he would. Alright, so down goes that tower. There we go. Now he's coming out for the tower. And we should see it melt pretty fast because he's got big damage. Decent damage. Maybe not big damage. We'll look at him. Auto attacks are 261. 261 AD. I mean, regular ADC actually is at 164, so he actually does have a huge amount of AD damage there. Zed finishes off the Vladimir, and down goes the Morgana to kog'maw. But in the meantime, Keane able to go ahead, make use of that split push top, got another tower down. Great news for them. Now he's going to head back. So they've got 2 lanes split pushing here, and really the red team's not able to react. I feel like they could react by sending somebody against Keane, because again, he is pretty far behind, although, I mean, gold-wise, he's actually about even by now. Not quite, but I feel like they could probably still take him. Like, a kog'maw, I feel like kog'maw could probably take him. At the same time, though, we have seen, as long as Urgot has his ult up, kog'maw would not be able to take him because of that increased armor. So we'd have to see how that works out. I don't think we're going to see how it works out because they do not seem inclined to go ahead and send anybody against Keane quite yet. But we may see it later. We may. He did go ahead, grab that last whisper, get that increased attack damage there, but more importantly, get that armor pen. Ignoring 35% of the target's armor, yeah, that's pretty huge. And then now he's headed back up to mid. Hasn't finished the Frozen Heart yet. Still sitting on that Glacial Shroud. Honestly, that is the real one of the really important parts of that one. Having that increased cooldown reduction. I mean, that's the huge part of it there. Meantime, High continuing to shove up here. The Keane is hanging out in the mid lane, shoving it. We do have a gank coming in here on Rumble, but in the meantime, these guys are shoving 2 other lanes. So yeah, they got the Rumble. Good job. You got the Rumble. You've got no minions. You're not going to be able to take down this tower. In the meantime, Zed just took down the kog'maw with no problem, and they're going for an inhibitor tower, as well as Keane going for this middle tower. So a kill for 2 towers, or even just a kill for a kill and a tower. Not worth it, guys. Not worth it. That dive top, I mean, feels good, I guess. They got a kill out of it, but they really didn't get much out of it, you know? So down goes that middle inner tower, and Keane gonna go ahead and back off again. And things aren't looking too good at all for the red team. They're just not able to react. There's just so much split pushing going on. They've got almost every lane pushing all the time. And the red team's just not able to react. They keep trying to go for picks. They go for picks on top. They go for picks down on this guy. But in the meantime, 2 other lanes every time have been pushing. At least 1 other lane has been pushing all the way to their tower. Another lane is usually pushing towards them, but it's a slow push. So I feel like every time they go for these picks, they're just putting themselves further behind. They get a kill, but it's not that good. It's not that good for them. They did ping the Baron there. Not actually going to go for it, though. Not at all surprising. And now the blue team's working on getting up some ward coverage around it. Getting rid of the red team's ward as well by just putting pink wards all over the place. In goes Morgana. Oddly gets hit up. Out comes that ultimate there from Urgot, followed by his shield. Doing a lot of damage to Apollo, but again, taking a lot of damage. Out comes the Equalizer. Rush kicks Propaganda Panda right into it. In comes High. Apollo goes down instantly. Janna forced to flash out. Urgot died again to Vlad, but we still have High. Down goes the Vlad. Rush is able to go ahead and get that kill. And down goes Vi to High. High still hanging around here. Probably going to go for Janna if she's not careful. Corki goes ahead, gets down Rush. High still hanging around though. In he goes, instantly destroys the Corki. Nice use of shadows there. Dodging the ultimate there from Corki and getting behind him. Completely confusing the heck out of Corki and just shredding him instantly. Very nicely done indeed. And now we see the Urgot has actually gone ahead and got a black cleaver. Again, more armor pen and then shredding the armor as well, which will actually benefit High. So that's definitely good. A little more armor as well. He's just going all out tank with those. He did finally finish off that Mura mana. It finally upgraded there. That's going to give him a huge buff as long as he's got that on because that increases damage so very much. So very much. Right. Looks like they are headed up here to the Baron. At least to possibly try to bait something. I don't know if they'll actually go for the Baron. I kind of doubt it. But you never know. You never know. They might. They might. Probably not though. Vladimir puts a ward up there as well. But Keane just shoving up the mid lane right now. Not too worried. In the meantime, Rumble down bottom shoving. He does have teleport, so he's able to split push that as well. And I'm not too sure. Oh, High's just going over the guy. Oh, Rush gets caught up. A nice ulti, though. In goes High onto Xiaohui Xiao. Xiaohui Xiao dead. Janna goes down as well. Vi trying her best to get out. Oh, a nice shadow toss there, but it is followed through by the Urgot ulti as well, and Vi goes down. Down goes the kog'maw as well to Keane, who immediately dies to the Vladimir, followed by the kog'maw as well. But he did manage to go ahead and actually get a kill there, as well as securing the kill on Vi by shoving her back and rooting her in place with his ulti. So nicely done there. He survived long enough, really, and they're able to go ahead and go in on this bear. They're going to be able to get it. Vladimir can't stop him. And we do see that Urgot went ahead and finished off his frozen heart here. He got that increased mana, which of course increased his AD as well, and the doubled his cooldown reduction. Alright, yeah, cooldown reduction. Ooh, Elixir of Wrath as well. We're gonna see him go for that. More increased attack damage. And he's gonna actually heal the damage. He doesn't have any lifesteal or anything like that right now, so that actually will help him a lot. Not going to use it quite yet. Not going to use it until he goes into battle. Something I don't do. I use it right at the base because otherwise I know I'm going to forget. Also, I tend to keep Mirror Mana turned on 24/7 because otherwise I forget to activate it. Doesn't help either that when you die, it stays on, but looks like it's off. Confuses the heck out of me every time. Every time. So then I toggle it on, but not really because it was already on, so I toggle it off, and I'm like, why is it still on? Why is it still off? It was actually on before. Gets me every time. These guys hanging out over here. Going for rush again? They're really going to go for another pick onto the jungler. No, they changed their mind, but now Rush is like, hello! Now, yeah, they're going to get that pick on the jungler. But again, these guys are split pushing again. And he's not dead yet. He's not dead yet. Baby Etor came in to save him. Down goes the inhib turret. Down goes the inhib. And they're not able to stop anything. The only person they've got here is Apollo, and he's getting destroyed again by Zed. Down he goes. Passive gets popped. It's not a huge deal. These guys, what are they doing? They're still hanging around down here. They're not going back. Corky's back up. But they're still so busy worrying about Baby Etor and Rush, they haven't headed back yet. Vladimir finally starting the back, but these guys are still hanging around. They're still hanging around. They're going for the Nexus towers now, and they're not here to defend. Vladimir finally successfully went back, but it's almost too late. The first Nexus tower has fallen. They're going for the second Nexus tower, and these guys are still down here going for Rush and Morgana. Still. Yeah, Keane able to go ahead and zone these guys out. One more Q on the Jawies. Yeah, they would have killed him. And there we go. There's the surrender vote. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because Blue had won this. These guys are still down there. Vi actually ended up dying, amusingly enough. Holy cow. So, alright. That is going to be the end of this game. If you guys want anybody you want to see, let me know, please. I love casting the ones you guys request, but I haven't seen any requests for a little while. Yeah, let me know. Have a good night, guys. Bye.